in flower, we are generally discussing about flower. So first we discussed
This is
about
the next topic.
not topic. We are generally discussing about flower.
Okay.
So here the first we saw about the symmetry of flowers and what are the general whorls of flower, calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. So now we are discussing about how the parts are arranged, how the whorls are arranged in the flower. So based on the position of calyx, corolla, androecium and androecium in respect of the ovary. If this is the ovary, okay. So this is the ovary.
Inside ovules.
So inside ovules will be there. So based on this ovary, how these are arranged with respect to ovary. So these are arranged under the ovary or above the ovary or in the ovary or same.
It's depend on how the ovary is positioned.
Ovary is positioned. How the other parts are positioned with respect to ovary.
Yeah. How much the ovary has grown or.
No. How. So these this is the stamens, petals and sepals.
Okay.
Androecium, corolla, calyx. So how these three are placed with respect to ovary. These are placed under the ovary or in the same level of ovary or above the ovary. So like that. So like that there are three types. So first one is hypogynous flowers.
Okay.
So in hypogynous flowers, gynoecium occupies the highest position. So this is the gynoecium, which is the female, which is the ovary. So it occupies the highest level of the flower. Highest level with respect to these three. These three are down. So this is highest position, okay. So the other parts below gynoecium. So the other parts are below this ovary. So this one is known as hypogynous flowers.
Okay.
Can you understand? So this arrangement is known as hypogynous.
Gynoecium, below gynoecium, other parts are arranged. That is called
Hypogynous
flowers. Hypogynous flowers is a subtopic of flowers.
Yeah, no, not subtopic of flowers. Three types. How are the whorls of flower arranged? It is not comes under subtopic and all. So here, since the ovary is arranged at the highest position, it is known as superior ovary.
Okay.
So examples of these kinds of flowers are mustard. This kind of flowers are mustard, China rose and brinjal. Okay. Can you understand? So this topic is over. So next one we are going to see about perigynous flowers.
Okay.
So in these flowers, gynoecium occupies the center position.
Okay.
And other parts same level up to the gynoecium.
Okay.
Can you see there?
Same level.
Androecium, petals and sepals are.
This is androecium.
That is gynoecium.
Sorry, androecium.
Androecium is this one.
Okay, androecium.
And androecium, petals and sepals.
Which are sepals? Okay, this is sepals.
And the ovary.
Ovary. Okay.
All of the whorls are at the same level.
Okay.
So this kind of flower is known as perigynous flowers.
Okay.
And example of these flowers are plum and plum, rose and peach.
Okay.
So here, since the ovary is middle, at the middle, it is known as half inferior ovary. Not totally inferior, not totally superior. It is at the middle. So it is known as half inferior ovary.
The structure will be like this only. Like this will be, that only will grow. It will not grow from the.
It can also grow from here. If this is here and it should, the meaning is all are at the same level. Okay. So next one is epigynous flowers. So this is the third type of arrangement in flowers. So here the margin of the thalamus, you know the thalamus, right? It comes like this. This is the thalamus. Okay, this is the thalamus. This thalamus grows upwards enclosing the ovary. So it covers the ovary. Yes. Yes, it covers the ovary. So this is the ovary.
Okay.
So it covers the ovary. This thalamus, this is the thalamus. This is the thalamus and it covers the ovary completely and get fused with ovary. It is fused with the ovary.
Okay.
Can you understand? So the other parts are above the ovary. So if this is the ovary, the other parts are above. Androecium, petals and sepals are above the ovary.
This is below, this is middle, this is
above. So this is epigynous flowers.
Okay.
So since the ovary is down and other parts are above, so it is known as inferior ovary. Can you understand? And example of this kind of arrangement is present in guava, cucumber and sunflower. Okay, so mustard, China rose and brinjal here, plum, rose, peach, guava, cucumber, sunflower. Okay, so now we'll go, these are general characteristics of flower, how the flowers are, how the whorls are arranged in a flower, what is the symmetry of flower, and bisexual, unisexual and everything we have discussed. So now we'll go into the flower, that is we'll see all the subtopics under flower. So now we are going to see subtopic in flower.
Okay.
So which is parts of flower. So totally that is we have already discussed there are 4 whorls in flower, 4 parts: calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Okay. So calyx is nothing but sepals and corolla is petals. So androecium is male reproductive,
Gynoecium is
female reproductive system. So here calyx, we are going to discuss about calyx and corolla.
Calyx
generally
or
here.
sepals? Okay.
Calyx and corolla we are going to discuss. So calyx is also known as sepals. So this calyx is generally, if you see many flowers, the petals will be there, and under the petals near
It will be like catching the petals.
yes, it will be like green color, right? Like petals itself it will be, but it will be in green color and catch, but it will be outside the petals. So these are sepals. These are green and leaf-like structures which has grown under the petals. These protect the flower from the bud stage itself, from the starting of the stage. And these are gamosepalous. These can be gamosepalous or these can be polysepalous also. So gamosepalous means sepals united together, like all the, like if these are the sepals, generally if you see the flower from the top, these sepals will be like this, and from these the petals will be like this, right? So these are the sepals.
Okay.
So gamosepalous means these sepals are united, these sepals are close to each other and touched.
Okay.
So this is gamosepalous. And polysepalous is sepals free, they are free like this.
Not attached to.
Yes, they are not attached. So for corolla, it is also known as petals, and these are brightly colored. These are available in different colors: pink, yellow, white.
They attract insects.
Yes,
so colored.
They attract insects and does pollination.
Okay.
You know pollination, right? So pollination is a
The
transfer.
insect
Yes.
comes and sits and goes to the another plants. Okay.
So they generally attract insects because of that colorful, brightly colored petals and everything. So these also can be gamopetalous, petals united like sepals, and polypetalous, petals free like polysepalous. And here the petals, no, not the petals free, just erase the arrow mark.
This thing.
So these petals can be generally tubular. They can be like a tube-like structure, and they can be bell-shaped like this, bell-shaped structure, and then funnel-shaped also. So funnel-shaped like structure. So these petals are available in various shapes. So this is generally about calyx and corolla, which are sepals and petals. So now we are going to see about the aestivation. Aestivation is nothing but arrangement of petals or sepals.
Arrangement,
yes.
Petals and sepals.
Petals or sepals. These in this arrangement can be for both the petals or sepals. It can according to the arrangement.
What do you mean by arrangement? Arrangement, how many number of?
Not number, how it is arranged.
Symmetrical arrangement or?
No.
Okay.
So there are 4 types of arrangement of petals.
Okay.
So first one is valvate aestivation. So in this valvate aestivation, the petals or sepals are does not touch each other, but they lie in the same place.
So
they lie in
same
radius, and they do not touch each other. They'll be separate. So this is valvate estivation of petals or sepals. We can take it for both. Example is Calotropis. Calotropis is an example of valvate estivation. So second one is twisted estivation. In this twisted estivation, one
half of the leaf will be half of the
petal or sepal.
Another half will be
no, not half. One will be inside and one will be outside, and the other will be inside of this one
like
and
this.
yeah. So this is inside and outside. This is inside, outside. This is inside, outside, like this.
Bigger.
So it is twisted. Yeah, bigger in the sense like. So like this, it is twisted, right? One is inside, one is outside. Another one is inside, another one is outside. What I have drawn. So inside, outside, and this will be inside, outside. Can you understand? So this is twisted. So example are China rose, lady's finger, and cotton. So next, the third kind of estivation is imbricate estivation.
Okay.
These have no specialized arrangement. They can be anywhere. They can be inside, outside. They can be outside, outside. They can be inside, inside. Anywhere the petals can be arranged. Petals or sepals can be arranged. So example of imbricate estivation is Cassia, Gulmohar. Cassia and Gulmohar. So the fourth type of estivation we are going to see is vexillary estivation.
Okay.
So vexillary estivation, there are three types of arrangement.
Okay.
So in this vexillary estivation,
one on another like this itself, but it will be upwards going.
no, this is known as a standard.
Okay.
And this is known as,
Secondary.
no, this is known as wings.
Wings.
And this is known as keel.
Keel.
Yes, so this is vexillary kind of estivation. So here one petal is big,
Okay.
and other petal have lateral
Okay.
petals, and the other one is small like this.
To cover them.
Yes,
Cover.
yes.
Then how pollination will happen?
This is when you see from the top,
Okay.
okay, like when you see it from the top, it will be looking like this. If this also, when you see it from the top, it will be looking like this.
Okay.
Can you understand? So like this one. And another one is like this.
Okay.
Can you understand? It will be like this.
Okay.
So keel, wings and standard. So this type of estivation is like this. So example are pea and bean flowers. Pea you have generally seen, right? So pea and bean flowers, if you get a chance, see those flowers, it will look like this. So four kinds of estivation we have studied. Valvate, which are separate. Twisted, which are twisted like structure, one inside and one outside. Imbricate, these have no specialized structure, any arrangement it have. It can have. Yeah, what?
Vexillary.
Yeah, vexillary estivation, which has standard, wings and keel.
This is standard, this is wings, this is
Keel. So this is about calyx and corolla and its arrangement. The both, if calyx is arranged like this, it is known as valvate. If corolla, this one, both can be combined, both can be different, both have the same category. We name the same things. Yes.
Okay.
So this is so next we will discuss about the two more parts of a flower, which is gynoecium and androecium. So now we will see about the third part in a flower. We have seen calyx, we have seen corolla, and now we are going to see androecium. So androecium is nothing but a male reproductive organ. So it is present in androecium.
This is male reproductive
Yes, it is
organ.
sexual. Yes.
In flowers.
Yes. So this androecium, male reproductive system or organ generally. So this androecium is composed of stamens.
Stamen.
You generally know stamen is composed of an filament and an anther.
Yeah,
at the
that
top.
filament it comes in the
Yes,
middle of that.
yes.
Okay.
So here it is composed of a stalk or a filament and an anther at the top. So this anther is bilobed like this. 2 lobes are present.
Okay.
Each lobe contains 2 chambers. One chamber and another chamber. In each lobe 2 chambers.
Okay.
So this chamber is known as pollen sacs.
It has pollen grains.
Yeah, pollen grains are produced in these chambers. So now this is about the androecium generally, and this stamen
Totally, this is about androecium. Inside
General-
androecium, now we are going to discuss
not inside about inside androecium. Then now we are going to discuss about androecium.
about androecium. Okay.
So when the androecium is sterile stamen means they do not produce pollen grains.
They do not produce
Pollen grains, they are sterile. So sterile means it does not give any reproduction or does not give any organisms from it. It does not reproduce. That is sterile. It cannot reproduce. It is sterile. So these sterile stamens are also known as staminode,
Then how would have this been produced?
which
This sterile
Staminode.
stamen, yeah. This must be produced by another sterile stamen only, no?
how that is sexually, asexually or fragmentation. Many plants can develop, right? So these sterile stamen are known as staminode. And then the second one is stamens attached to petals. So when the stamens, that is the filament, when that is attached to petals, it is attached to petals, it is known as epipetales.
Okay.
Example, brinjal.
In brinjal, it will
Yes.
be like that?
Yes. And then epiphyllus is stamens attached to perianth. Perianth we have discussed. What is perianth?
Peria.
Calyx and corolla
Yeah,
fused,
calyx.
both sepals and petals are fused, it is known as perianth. So when these stamens is attached to that perianth, it is known as epiphyllus.
Epiphyllus. So,
So-
stamen attached to perianth is called epiphyllus. Okay.
So here the example is lily.
Lily. Okay.
If the all the stamens, there are various stamens in a flower. There can be 1, 2 or many stamens.
Okay,
So these stamens are free. If they are free, like they are
Not
not
sticking
attached
to
to
it.
yes.
Okay.
If they are free, it is known as polyandrous.
Polyandrous. Polyandrous means it's not sticking together, the stamen. Okay.
And stamens united to one bundle. All the stamens are united to one bundle. It is known as monoadelphous.
Monoadelphous. Example,
China rose. So if it is united into one bundle, all the stamens are united into one bundle. It is known as monoadelphous. And example,
United, that means sticking together in one bundle. Stamens.
it develops from one bundle.
In one bundle? It will
One
be
bundle,
developed.
yes.
Okay.
It will be developed means it will be arranged in one bundle like this.
In one bundle itself, from here itself it will arrange like we saw in that roots, like that only. No?
That
From the primary
yes.
itself, everything will go.
From the crop roots, it will
Yeah,
be
yeah,
like
yeah.
a bunch like that. It will be united to one bundle. Example, China rose. And if it is united into 2 bundles, it is diadelphous. It is known as diadelphous. An example is pea.
So that much stamen will be there in a flower.
If more than 2 bundles, more than 3 stamens, more than 2 stamens are united.
That much stamens are there. Okay.
There will be many stamens. So diadelphous, it is known as diadelphous. Example, pea.
See.
And when these stamens vary in their length, one will be long, one will be short, and one will be too short. So when these stamens vary in length, so these stamens vary in length generally sunflowers. So examples are salvia and mustard. So this is generally about androecium. We have seen about anther and the structure of anther.
Pollen
Yes.
sacs, we have pollen grains.
Yes.
Sterile stamen.
We have staminode, about sterile stamen. Stamens attached to petals, epipetales.
Okay.
Stamens attached to perianth, epiphyllus, which is lily. Here it is brinjal. Stamens all free,
Not sticking together. Okay. That's why
polyandrous. Stamens united into one
That's all
bundle.
full of one group, like one bunch. Okay.
More
China
adults.
rose. Example, China rose. Okay.
and united into two different bundles. Example P, and this may vary in length. In their filaments.
Okay.
So examples of that one are salvia and mustard.
Okay.
So now we have completed andrecium. So now we will go to gynoecium.
Okay.
So now we are going to discuss about gynoecium.
Okay.
So gynoecium is nothing but female reproductive part
Yeah.
in a flower, and it is made up of one or more carpels.
Carpels. What do you mean by carpels?
Carpels are nothing but ovary.
Okay.
This is ovary, style, stigma. Okay. So all these three parts are known as carpel.
Okay.
Ovary, style, stigma. Okay, three parts. There are three parts in this, and ovary can have one or more ovules attached to a cushion-like placenta.
Okay. Okay. What do you mean by placenta?
Yes, placenta is a substance which connects all the ovules. So ovules are seeds. In this ovary, there will be lots of ovules, lots of seeds. These seeds will be attached to a cushion-like substance known as placenta.
Okay.
And in a flower, there will not be one carpel, there can be many carpels.
Yeah.
So when these carpels are free, it is known as apocarpus, as we saw in andrecium.
Okay.
And example of that one is lotus and rose. And when carpels are fused, it is known as syncarpus. So it is fused together. Example mustard and tomato.
Okay.
So after maturation, after the maturation of this ovules and ovary, ovules become seed.
Ovules become seed. Okay.
And ovary become fruit.
Ovary become fruit. Okay.
Okay. And so there are 5 types of placentation. Placentation is nothing but the arrangement of ovules
In an order.
in the ovary. So there are 5 types of arrangement. So first one is marginal placentation.
Marginal placentation. What is marginal placentation?
Margin means what you will do for margin.
Margin.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like this, all the ovules are attached to a margin of the flower in the carpel. Okay, it is all the ovules are attached to a margin. Example in P. You can see in P, right? If you divide, it will be attached to a margin only. And the second one is axial placentation. In axial placentation, the ovules are arranged at the center with septum between them. So example, if you see in lemon, if you cut a lemon, there will be seeds at the center.
Yeah.
You can see, and there will be some separations. So that is a kind of axial placentation.
You can see it in tomato itself.
Yes. So China rose, tomato, and lemon are examples of that one. And then the third one is parietal kind of placentation.
Like margin, but it's rounded like that.
No, in parietal kind of placentation, the ovules develop in the inner wall of the ovary. This is the ovary. They'll develop from the ovary wall. These are not like that. These are developed in the center.
No, I'm saying about this. It's like a sticker to the margin.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
It is not margin means a single line. Here it is
This is
circle.
a round like.
So it is from the inner wall of the ovary, developed from the inner wall of the ovary, and so this is generally one chambered. No chambers are available. So after some time they will become chambers like this one. They will
Like
become
in lemon.
chambers. No, like in that lemon center, in center the ovules are there, but here
No, I'm
sides are.
saying that separation. That this
Yes,
septum
septum.
there.
Yes. So examples are mustard and argemone.
Okay.
Free central placentation.
Without any cavity. Without
Yes,
anything,
it will be
floating like-
freely at the center. Example dianthus and primrose.
Okay.
And basal placentation. Basal presentation is nothing but presence of only one seed or anything.
Like mango.
Like in mango, yes. So example are sunflower and marigold. Even mango you can take. So these are the 5 types of presentation: marginal, axial, parietal, free central, and basal. Okay. So now we'll go to the next topic,
Okay.
which is the fruit.
So this is the seed.
This is the 4th division in seed.
The
Calyx,
next is
corolla, antecium, gynoecium. So here it is
Next
gynoecium.
is the fruit.
Next is fruit.
So fourth subtopic is gynoecium. From gynoecium, seed is over. Next we are going to the fruit. Fruit is which topic? Which
6th topic.